The karmic challenge that you went through, Scorpio, as a young child had to do with protection. Middle teenhood years, young adult years, something happened that was very incredibly spiritual filled. Spirituality began to kick in, needing to rely on your own understanding of spirituality, some tests. And now, in terms of cycles and breaking karmic cycles, generational cycles, it's related to your sense of luck. So this reading is a little bit different, Scorpio. I'm looking at the different cycles you have been encouraged to break, analyze, challenges you've been confronted with in 3 different areas of your life. The first one is as a child, 0 to 5, 0 to 10, 11 years old. What were you working through at that time? And then again, middle years, and whatever that is for you, it's going to be based off of your age. But what I have in mind when I think about that is teen years, young adulthood, and then now. I do have this strong belief that everything happens in our life to help us unfold our spirit. And the more challenging these things are, they can have the impact of us stopping what we're doing and staying at a rest stop, being brokenhearted, feeling deterred from where we're going and just stay there. Or we can take the experiences of our past and transmute that into something beautiful and break cycles off of our lives. So that is the nature of this reading. This will not resonate with everyone. It's not intended to. It's one of those readings, especially for my spiritual folks out there in the Scorpio family. You know that when Spirit wants you to open up to a certain idea or a type of reading, you go with it. And so I've never done a reading quite like this for the masses. And so I'm fascinated to see how this resonates or who it's resonating with. There's someone in the world that needs to see this or experience this for whatever reason. That's the only reason why the messages come to me to deliver and the reading styles come to me to deliver, so that there's a message for someone. So I hope that in some way it helps and supports you. So early on, protection. I'm going to get some cards out here to confirm this. I like to meditate on the energy before coming on camera. That's just really good for me. It helps me to make sense of where I'm going, how to get my words in order so I can actually articulate the message that's coming through. But then I'll get some tarot cards out here to confirm this energy and let the story evolve. But in the energy that I was meditating in, protection was a challenge. Caregivers likely were not there to protect you the way that they should have been. Maybe they weren't able to protect you. Could have been substance abuse, the neighborhood that you grew up in, the country that you're from, the challenges that were there, economic issues that were there, but they weren't able to offer you, Scorpio, the kind of protection that you wanted or needed. And it's likely that when you were not experiencing that protection, it's not like you were aware that the protection was lacking. It may have been throughout life that you began to realize, listening to other people's childhood stories, that, whoa, my parent wasn't able to, or my parents did not protect me to the best of their ability, or maybe they could not protect you. So the vibe that I'm getting, and I'll get the rest of the cards out here, will progress. Who you are right now, Scorpio, you rely on yourself quite a bit. You make sure that your finances are incredibly secure, that everything is bolted up, tightened up in every area of your life, because somewhere in the childhood, that protection was not there. It could be emotional, spiritual, financial, mental. But we're going to get some cards out here to go a little bit further. God, angel, spirit guides for Scorpio. In the early childhood, protections here as the challenge that Scorpio had to confront related to breaking cycles. God, angel, spirit guides, can you tell us more about why protection is here? Why is protection here for their early childhood years for Scorpio? What were they facing? What was the challenge here? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides for Scorpio, please. Let's see. For early childhood, why is protection here? Okay. Got quite a bit out here that popped out together. So you have the 8 of Wands here. You have the 6 of Cups here. You have the 9 of Swords here. The Ace of Swords here. and then some defensive, protective energy right here. God, angel, spirit guides, give me the words to articulate this message for my dear Scorpio as it relates to protection. Okay, so in the childhood, this is you, Scorpio, in the tarot, you know that. What's coming up right now as I'm looking at this card is that there likely were some older siblings or other people around you that should have been trustworthy, that were supposed to be trustworthy. And I say this tenderly, Scorpio, and I felt this before the cards came out, but it's coming up really strong here. Before, it came up before I got the cards. Excuse me, there's so much floating through. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. This was coming up before I came on camera, and it's coming up here. This feels like you had someone around you, a neighbor, a friend, a sibling, where there was some type of breaking of innocence in some way. And you know what that means for you, but it kind of feels like there was something that happened that from a loving, trusting person that likely should not have happened. It feels like you attempted to share this with someone, or you didn't know how to share this with someone. Now, this is where the story divides for different people here with this protection energy. For some of you, you did not share, you did not tell, because there was fear that by sharing this information, it would change the family dynamic. There would be maybe hell to pay. There would be some type of traumatic thing that happened that your young mind and brain just would not have been able to make sense of. So for some of you here, you did not share this information. You kept it to yourself, but the protection was the issue. There was no one there to protect you. And this is where that Eight of Wands is that kind of weird, kind of not wanting all of the disruption to happen, the fear of a lot of communication, harshness, things that were not going to be healthy if you revealed this information. Now, that's for some of you. Now, for some of you, though, you actually did share. You shared what happened, and after sharing this information, I'll take this out because that's for the other storyline. But for those of you who did share this information, things happened quickly. So your family had to move, the family probably separated, maybe you had to move away in some interesting way from the family to like a grandmother, another sibling, so that you could have protection. And it happened really fast. So again, let me just sum this up in case it got a little bit dicey. So there are two energies that I'm picking up. For some of you, after this incident happened, some type of trusting someone overly, and they hurt or harmed you in some way. Some of you did not tell anyone because you were afraid that it was going to create a lot of chaos in the family. So that was the worry. And that's been with you for those of you. As a matter of fact, it's still something that you've been working through. And in your teen years, you had to rely on spirituality quite a bit because you were holding on to a secret. Okay, so that's the first one. I know I'm repeating myself, but I just want to make it clear. And then for others of you, you did share this information and things happened fast where, the family, moved on. There was a lot of, scary fire energy to create some type of support around you, but it did not feel like that was protection. It just kind of felt like things began to happen so that the issue could go away. And it kind of feels like maybe in some way someone was shipped off to live with someone else. Someone had to go live with a different family member here. Okay, and also there was some type of worry about that. For those of you where you did share this information and everything in the family changed, you had to move away, a lot of harsh communication, there was angst about this, pain about this, guilt about this as well. So that's in the early childhood years that I'm picking up. That was kind of a hard, challenging experience that was kind of set the tone for the rest of your experience moving on in your life. So now we're into the teen years, nature spirits is out here. When this card comes up, Scorpio, it reminds me, especially for young people, it reminds me of young people needing to rely on their own spirituality, maybe even learning about like tarot or Reiki healing very early on, or some people having like an imaginary friend because there was some type of trauma that was so deep and so real early until they needed to have something that they could almost materialize in their mind to have some sense of safety, because the protection was not there the way that, Scorpio, you needed it to be there. And you know the details of this story. So by the teen years and young adulthood, and then thank you, God, angel, spirit guides, what just came through is that for some of you, you felt like you were not protected, but spirit wants you to know that you always had spirit and ancestors watching over you, even when you did not feel it. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. And then for others of you, you took to learning about spirituality so that you can have a sense of groundedness, safety, and security within yourself. But I'm going to get some cards out here to confirm a little bit more. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. For the teen years for Scorpio, why is nature spirits out here related to breaking cycles, karmic lessons, God, angel, spirit guides? What did you want Scorpio to understand? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Around this teenhood time, young adult time, what were they working through? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. As it relates to nature spirits, breaks down to number 3, creativity, community. All right, let's see. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. For Scorpio, please, nature spirits, why is this here for this time period? We have 1 out here so far, 2. Anything else? Okay. So we got a lot of strong energy. So you have the 7 of Pentacles here, which is all about working towards something and believing in something. And it could have been something related to humanity, justice. In your young adult years, you probably spent time trying to get justice for what had happened, while you're trying to grow into your own life, be the best person you can be. There was probably some part of you that still wanted to be vindicated for what had happened in the past. You wanted that fulfillment with this 9 of Cups here. You wanted to feel heard. You wanted to feel seen here during this time of your life. But for some of you, Scorpio, you started getting in your bag. You started learning about how to get money, and you transmuted that energy into being successful. Probably went away to school, probably went away to college. And then I'm seeing the King of Swords here and the King of Wands here. So you just got really good about making sure that you secured yourself. I'm sensing that you went away to school, or you got into some entrepreneurial projects. You got really good with money. You got really good about persuading. You started using that energy to build your life. It kind of feels like no matter what happens, you know, that happened in the past, I'm going to build my life to be the kind of life to which I can protect myself. And with the Pentacles here, this feels like some type of strong investment early on. Again, going back to school, an internship, something that you don't know if it's going to work out, but you knew that because of the past, which you had been through, you wanted to break a cycle, so you invested in that anyway. Another thing that's coming up is that you were likely going through something really challenging, this period of kind of figuring out who you are. This teenhood, young adult years, there was a period of maybe where you felt like you had to fight a lot to have what it is that you want, and that probably lasted over a period of like 7 years, with the 7 of Pentacles being out here. But you were determined to have your goal. You were determined to have your self-love here. Another thing that's coming up for some of you is that some of you ended up, you know, dealing with people who were also very powerful, right? Dealing with people romantically who had a lot of power, and in some way that helped you, Scorpio, to feel a sense of protection in ways that maybe you weren't able to have when you were a young adult, or when you were a baby, really, when you were a child going through that traumatic situation as a kid. okay? And now we're going to look at now, okay? So right now you have lucky out here. And what this feels like is that you've been through some interesting things related to protection, securing yourself, even in that teenhood, young adult years. The decisions that you were making were about money, school, working, getting into business, because you knew that those things help to create a sense of protection around you and for you. And so right now, you're likely standing in a reality where you have fortune around you, there's abundance around you, and there's favor around you, because it feels like you transmuted this energy into something that could be beneficial for you, okay? That feels really important for you to know, that cycles have been broken or are being broken off of your life because of the way that you decided to work through these challenging lessons from the past, your childhood and young adult years. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Why is lucky here for Scorpio now? Why is lucky here for Scorpio now? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Let's see. Why is lucky here? Related to breaking cycles. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Kind of feels like, if you haven't already, you've come into your wish fulfillment. I'm going to do some more, get some more cards out here and shuffle. You have that Chariot here that basically says, no matter what, I'm determined. And I feel that vibe. So some of you have had to work through some incredibly challenging things, possibly related to addictions, drug abuse, controlling relationships, manipulative relationships. And with the luck that is near you, you have been able to overcome that in ways that maybe people in your family have not. This is a tough energy. Some of you probably were in a challenging, unhealthy marriage at a time or another, and you were able to overcome that and come out of it, because the devil's in reverse here. And then you have the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is the incoming of healthy love, romance. If you're not dealing with anyone right now, it's related to being in a career or in your passion, and it's exciting for you. Some of you, and this is also for many of you, you know that, we see the Knight of Cups as you in the tarot, Scorpio. For a lot of us, we see that as you. So here you are, allowing yourself to be a feeling body, using your intuition. You also might have used these experiences of which you've gone through to be in some type of counseling career, helping other people open up their heart and also open up their healing in some capacity or another. So it's beautiful energy. God, angel, spirit guides, what else? Related to lucky. What is Scorpio breaking through right now related to lucky? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. What else is Scorpio breaking through right now? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Okay. All right, two more out here. Ooh, here you are, working through the Tower. Scorpio, for those of you where you feel like you've been going through hell, okay, excuse my language, this is a part of you breaking the cycle. Towers are incredibly spiritual, and then beneath that we have the Hanged Man, right? These are energies that feel very similar to each other, but for different reasons. The Tower is spiritual because when it's time for us to break out of something that has been toxic, controlling, addictive, relationships, jobs that have been toxic, addicting, and not healthy for us, a tower tends to happen because we might get comfortable there and say, you know what, this is good enough. This is energy that I really don't like, but I can get used to it and just live here. And if things have been feeling like it's been breaking apart right now in your life, Scorpio, it's happening because there is great fortune here for you. There is luck and abundance here for you in some way. And so Spirit is removing that so that you can walk into it and break some cycles up off of your life. It's not been easy. It's been burdensome, probably putting in a lot of hours, putting in a lot of work, feeling like you're having to hold all of the pieces to your life and everyone else's right now, but the ships are coming in. There's the Three of Wands here. So you are in action. It's not in vain, whatever you're doing. I feel like I'm speaking to a Scorpio who's like, yo, I feel like my entire life I have been working, I have been pushing, I have been grinding. Spirit is here to tell you that it's paying off. It's worth your time. It's all worth it. And the kind of spiritual breakthrough that's happening to break cycles out often out of your life, it's real, and it's really happening for you because you have the Three of Wands here. So that passion, that self-trust, trusting spirit, this is the teenhood years, trusting your spirituality, learning about spirituality because of your need for protection. You're wanting that. It has led you to a place of understanding what it is that you must do. And it's unfair. It might feel unfair, but for the action that you've been putting forth, there's incoming here. And again, the card that hovers that this portion of your life for breaking cycles is luck. So I'm going to encourage you to stay the course and know that you are in a character shaping season in your life, especially for those of you who have the intention of breaking cycles off of your life. This would be a confirmation that says that you are on the right track for sure. Now I'm going to get some Archangel Michael cards out here for you. Sometimes the cards have a prayer on them, and I think that's really wonderful. If you're working through something challenging right now, it's good to have something to lean on to as you're, again, working through this energy. God, angel, spirit guides for Scorpio to close this reading, this beautiful reading about what they've been breaking through, what they've been going through. God, angel, spirit guides, we ask for cards that help to bring a sense of peace to this matter, understanding to this matter. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides for Scorpio, please. What do you want Scorpio to know in closing? Anything else? Okay, we have three prayers out here. Energy healing work. Some of you are likely in energy healing work because of what you've gone through. We have this Knight of Cups here, moving into what it is that you want to do, probably counseling, probably therapy, probably working with young people, other people, and it feels loving to you. I know usually the Knight of Cups pops out in love readings, but it also pops out when we are finally aligning ourselves with something that brings the love and the joy back into our lives. And so looking at energy healing work, it kind of feels like some of you are in that work, or you're still in the space of allowing yourself to be in your own personal healing journey right now, your healing work. So the prayer, it says, thank you for sending healing energy to me and through me for my own blessings and for all those around me. Thank you for connecting me to loving and high integrity healers and teachers of energy healing modalities. Absolutely. You deserve it. You're not alone in this. You should never be alone. It kind of feels like these wands serve as you creating your own gate of protection. But it feels like it's okay to trust that your tribe is coming in, the people who help you feel a sense of groundedness, that you're not in this world alone, that you're not on this earth plane alone. It's really important, and it's coming. Self-respect here, working through this energy, coming out of this energy, knowing your self-worth, your self-value is really important. The prayer, it says, dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see myself as you see me through the eyes of love. Thank you for honoring and respecting me. Please guide me to do the same for myself and grant me the courage to speak up on my behalf. I ask for your protection. I ask for your protection. I ask for your protection in all of my relationships so that I'm surrounded by loving and kind people. This is a reminder that everyone who looks like they can be a protector is not. So you're going to be using your intuition, using your wisdom, all the things that you've learned over the years to make sound judgments about other people. But really, the only true protector is the protector within you, and that protector that is within you that is connected to spirit and source. That's the true protector. Your intuition knows how to keep you safe better than anyone. And thank God for that. Lean on God and the angels for support. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. It's powerful. I didn't see this one until just now. It says, dear God and angels, I give you this situation. It wants you to insert the situation that you're working through if you want to use this as a prayer. Dear God and angels, I give you this situation now and completely. I step out of the way and allow divine miracles to shine through everyone and everything involved. I don't know if you can see those cool baby letters there. If you want to use that prayer, Scorpio, my dear, my love cup, that is what I have for you today. I hope that it brings some sense of insight, some sense of empowerment and encouragement that you got this, that you are on your way. Keep going. You're on the journey because you're learning through it. And I got this feeling that you're going to break through this, but you got to keep going and keep trusting, keep learning. I love you, Scorpio. Take care.